This morning, a man rushed to the hospital after being hit by a train. It happened on some tracks near Water Avenue and Riverside Drive. About 5 hours ago, around 2:15 this morning is when it happened. Police have not given us a whole lot of details. The man did survive. We're still gathering some facts on this. As soon as we know more, we'll pass it along to you. And happening right now, a massive cleanup effort is still underway after thousands of gallons of fuel and diesel spilled yesterday and just blew up. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley live on the scene this morning. And I still see a lot of equipment there behind you, Cuthbert.
Yeah, lots of equipment, lots of crews still out here. They've been working throughout the night, and they really have been going at it here for the last few hours or so. Take a look behind me. This really kind of gives you a good glimpse of what they're having to deal with. This is, of course, one of the sewer ditches here, and you can see it looks like these crews are having to basically suck out this gas and diesel that's spilled into this area. Now, the accident itself happened about a block or so away from where we are, but you can still see the effects are lingering far beyond that accident. Take a look at this video from yesterday. It really kind of paints a crazy picture of exactly what happened. You can see the smoke just really billowing through the air here in West Nashville. The truck really not looking like a truck at all after that explosion. The big concern, of course, that fuel, once it spilled out into the sewage, into the nearby areas there's really a lot of concerns there, especially with manholes exploding. You're looking at some Sky 5 video there that shows that scary scene. And it was really a worrisome situation for several neighbors who had to evacuate quickly, scrambling last minute to grab what they needed.
I was scared, and I come out, and they wouldn't let me go back home, and I went through the gate anyway to get my dog because he wasn't on a leash, and they said they was going to arrest me if I didn't come out of there, but they won't let me lock the door or get my car or anything.
Now, we're told the first response crews out here, the environmental crews, are going to be working throughout the day to really keep the situation from getting much worse. We've had some concerns from some neighbors who've come up and talked to me this morning, worried about the environmental effects of this spill. So far, though, what we're hearing from national officials is that it really has not affected the waterways. It has not affected drinking water, any sort of thing like that. So definitely something to be thankful for. Of course, there's still several big questions this morning. Count on us, of course, to follow up on those questions throughout the day. But for now, we're reporting live in West Nashville this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
Cuthbert, thanks. And new information this morning about two separate shootings in Clarksville just hours apart that left 4 people injured. The first 2 victims were shot on Edmondson Ferry Road around 5 yesterday afternoon. But police found them and another man in a car about 2 miles away at the corner of Stafford and Emory Streets. The Leaf Chronicle reports one of the victims had been shot in the head, but a witness said he wasn't bleeding heavily. The other shot in the shoulder. Detectives are still looking for the shooter. And then just before 9, there was another incident on Treeland Drive off Trenton Road. Police tell us that's where 2 more people were shot. Their injuries don't appear to be life-threatening, and investigators are looking into both shootings. They say those investigations are ongoing.
6 Metro paramedics are on leave this morning after they pronounced a man dead who was not dead. Authorities say the paramedics responded to a call early yesterday morning where a 30-year-old man had shot himself in the head. So when the paramedics pronounced him dead and left, police officers were still on the scene, staying behind, and then they noticed, wait a minute, this guy's still breathing. They called the ambulance and the paramedics back. The man was taken to the hospital more than 2 hours after the initial 911 call.
I'm very disturbed. If someone has signs of life, it's not up to us to decide whether they go or not.
We in the Nashville Fire Bureau will do everything we can to make sure, without a doubt, that something like this does not happen again.
Dr. Slovis says if a patient has no pulse, no heartbeat, and is not breathing, an ambulance is permitted to leave the scene and then turn the case over to the medical examiner. At last check, that patient was still alive at Vanderbilt in critical condition.
A Memphis police officer has been indicted for sexual battery. According to prosecutors, Officer Mikos Evans stopped a woman and asked her what she would do to get out of a ticket and then groped her. He was fired in June and also faces charges of official misconduct.
A Tennessean says he's not ruling out a run for the presidency in 2016. Senator Bob Corker says he's considering joining the field of Republicans running for president in 2016. He did say he would not make a decision officially until next year. His willingness to work with Democrats on the financial issues our country has faced is causing some criticism, though, from the conservative base of the GOP. No one has officially declared for 2016 yet, but some other Republican candidates include Governor Chris Christie, possibly, and Kentucky Senator Rand Paul.
And new this morning for you, Lifeway Christian Resources is considering selling its downtown campus. The Tennessean reports CEO Tom Rainier sent a letter to employees discussing the possibility. He says that Lifeway would like to stay downtown and would even consider leasing part of the property after a sale. The most recent appraisal of the 14.5-acre campus put its value at more than $80 million. And firefighters from Kentucky and Tennessee are headed west to help fight wildfires. State forestry officials say they're sending the crews in to help fires burning in Washington, Oregon, and 3 other western states. Firefighters will return in time for the fall season when wildfires are most likely in Kentucky and Tennessee.
All right, check this out. The latest special exhibit to open at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum puts fans up close and personal with The Gambler. Kenny Rogers, Through the Years, opens officially tomorrow. A sneak peek last night. My wife and I had the opportunity to go there, and it was awesome. It features mementos from aspects of his legendary 50-year career, from clothing to awards to photography. A lot for fans to check out. Kenny says it's fun to see it all come together. There is one piece, though, that is his favorite.
As I look through here, The Gambler is a real standout for me. I mean, I remember wearing that jacket, you know, and not knowing my lines and everybody yelling at me. So
the exhibit runs through June of next year, 2015. Fans can partake in an interview session with Kenny inside the museum on Saturday. For more information on that event and the exhibit, which you need to see, it's really nice, visit our website and click on News Links.
Love his music. Islands in the Stream.
Good stuff.
One of my favorites.
Lady, all of them. Good stuff.
Yeah, good guy.
Buy me a rose.
Could keep going on.